YouTube, what's the deal? It's your girl Jahira, and I am back. I am back to offer up number 2 in my Mission Such a Pretty Face series. And for those of you who are not familiar with that, I'll link this video to that video. But basically, it is sort of like my road to wellness series. After a number of years of living life a certain way, I have decided to go about getting healthier, and this is the documentation of my journey to that goal. So, these particular kinds of videos are really highly personal. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm laying on something, which feels like a book. That is so classically me. Oh, it's a purse. Yeah, they're just really personal, and I find it easier when I make videos that are this personal to do them in black and white, and so that if I start blushing, at least I won't have to see myself. And yeah, they're just, it's me giving up the ghost. You know, this is the confessions of a, you know, medically defined morbidly obese person, being as real as I can. And hopefully, you know, this will encourage people to step in and take ownership of their own truth, whatever that may be. So, jumping into it. It has been, hold on, y'all, I need a confidence booster. It has been about a month, maybe a little more than that, since my last video. And I have been doing some things differently. I'll say that. I can't tell you about like weight loss per se. I don't own a scale, and they may have scales now that I could buy that would register my weight, like home scales, but I haven't found one, not that I've really looked. But I know I've been feeling better. I can tell y'all that. I have definitely been feeling better, because I've been combining the exercise with the sort of lifestyle change. The one thing I've been doing a lot more of is thinking. I've been thinking and putting really conscious thought into my you know, eating habits than I ever have before. Like ever. I just know this cigarette lip. Yep. Oh wait, no, it didn't burn out. I have been thinking like a damn dog about basically what goes in my mouth food-wise. But I have. I've been giving it a lot more room in my brain than I ever did. And just kind of making different choices and just sort of figuring out, first of all, when you make the decision, because I'm never going to refer to this as a diet, because 98% of diets fail. That's a documented fact, by the way. But when you think about sort of changing the way that you look at food and changing the way that you eat, really the first thing you have to figure out, it's not the, you know, self-loathing, cue the self-flagellation and nail yourself to the cross type of shit. It's really, what can I eat that's not going to like screw my whole day over, but is still going to be something I can handle? Like, what can I tolerate? What tastes good to me that's not going to completely fuck this whole operation up, for lack of a better way to put it. And one of the few things that I did find was baby carrot sticks. Those baggies of little bitty carrots that like you get, you know, at any supermarket. I hadn't had, like, I remember years upon years ago, my mother used to like, you know, kind of push carrots on me, and she would cut them up in the whole 9 yards, and I would eat. But like as an adult, I find that I really like them. Like, I really like them. They're small, so they're kind of like fun sized. You know, like everything sort of tastes better when it's mini. And then they have this really satisfying crunch to them. And then I don't know if it's the fact that they're, I don't know if you would say pulled or picked, harvested. We'll say harvested because I don't know the word for it. I don't know if it's because they're harvested when they're smaller that somehow it makes them sweeter. But they are really, and I mean in their raw form. I'm not talking cooked carrots here, people. I'm talking about raw baby carrots. They're really sweet. Like it, you can kind of make yourself feel like you're cheating a little bit because there's a really high, I guess, natural sugar content in there, or at least just to me, they're certainly not, you wouldn't classify them as anything but sweet. They're not savory, they're not salty, bitter, sour, umami, or any of that. You know what I mean? They're really sweet. And I don't find myself needing, like, you know how there'd be foods, like, for me, celery, I mean, if it's in a recipe, I can deal with it. But if you think you're going to foist raw celery on me, fuck all the way out of here. It's never going to happen. Because to me, it's just crunchy air. Like, I see no point to celery. And celery for me is one of those vegetables that kind of like requires a dip. Like, I'm just, I'll be hunting around for like the blue cheese or the ranch or something. Not that way for me with carrot sticks. I can really just, I've sat in front of the television watching like the reruns of the last season of Oprah, which P.S. I'm doing every single day. And tomorrow's the very last one. Set your DVRs, people. It's so necessary. But anyway, I don't find myself needing dip. Like, I don't need an addition to just the baby carrot sticks. So I'm just like sitting there mindlessly eating them. And I like that. I mean, it's not something I've ever done before, but now I'm doing it, which is odd. The other thing is, with grocery shopping, I was always kind of a salad person. Like, I've never really turned down a salad, but it's sort of about like making different, you know what I mean? I was like a blue cheese freak. I just love blue cheese dressing. And I have to get away from that because even when they say it's light, like, it's all lies. It's all just, there's such a conspiracy out there, people. Like, screw, 2012 and Tower 11 and the Illuminati. Like, the biggest conspiracy is the diet industry. I'm just telling you, like, they're all out to screw us over. Funny story about this, or at least it entertained the hell out of me. So I go to Walmart, right? And I get my little things because now, I mean, in addition to like the sort of change in thought process, now I find myself craving a salad, which I promise you never would have happened before this moment. So I'm craving salads every time I go to the super. Like, I gotta get my little bagged, spring mix, or they have one called Very Veggie. It's got like little carrot strips and little radish thingies, and could you ever see me eating a radish? But all of a sudden now I'm eating frickin' radishes. Who would have thought? But yeah, I get my little baggie of assorted salad stuff, ingredients, whatever. Because a bitch like me is not going to be chopping no head of lettuce and like dicing tomatoes. Like, please kiss my entire beige ass on that one. So yeah, I'm getting my little baggie of salad, and then I get my little thing of grape tomatoes, which I freaking adore, by the way. That's like another thing. You almost feel like you're cheating. Grape tomatoes, they're just, you pop them in your mouth, and it's, burst of flavor, and so freaking good. And then if you're somebody like me with way too much time on their hands, you'll like split them in half and like shake a little dried basil on them and like pretend you're eating bruschetta. But anyway, that's besides the point. So yeah, I'm at Walmart. I'm in my little shopping cart thingy because I'm just not in a place where I can walk around Walmart. And I get to my salad dressing aisle. And I mean, I'm telling y'all, like, okay, probably it's only funny to me, but I literally, being a conscious, conscious decision making when it comes to food is very different from the mindless, thoughtless buying that I've been used to for as long as I was buying food for myself. What the hell are we talking about? 15 years here? You know what I mean? Like, for as long, I never thought about it. It sounded good, so I bought it. And that was my attitude. Oh yeah, that'll work. That seems good. And poof, it's in my cart. It was never like okay, yeah, but am I going to feel like hell after I eat this? Am I going to wake up wanting to kick my own ass for, you know what I'm saying? Was there a healthier choice that I could have? Like, now I'm thinking. I'm finally thinking, and I'm telling you, it doesn't start on your tummy, it doesn't start on your ass, it doesn't start on your thighs, it starts in your head. The lifestyle change begins between your ears, people. Learn it, and learn it well. I'm telling you, this is how it works. So I'm in the salad dressing aisle, and I literally, okay, y'all, I had to come in really, really quickly because at this point in the original recording, something happened and my voice got really distorted and I sounded suspiciously like Satan, and I scared the hell out of myself when I heard it back. But what I was saying was that it did take me 20 minutes in that aisle to pick out a salad dressing, which I just found really comical because normally I just would have grabbed something. And when you're thinking about conscious eating, I guess you're a little more selective. And then I sort of started going into, I thought this was going to be a whole lot more difficult because I grew up in the era of, you know, Susan Powder and Stop the Insanity. It's only about 8 seconds, but it threw off the entire rest of the video. So I just cut that part out. So yeah, took me 20 minutes and I really did. I thought it was going to be much more difficult because I grew up on that infomercial, the Stop the Insanity infomercial. So back to your regularly scheduled programs. Remember this because you've seen the infomercials. Does anybody remember the fat formula? The fat formula that you do because you take to figure out the percentage of fat that's in the actual bottle, that you take, oh my God, the grams of fat, you multiply it by 9 and then you divide it by the total calories, and then you move the decimal point over 2 times and that gives you the percentage. And like if it's under 30%, you're okay, but if it's over the 30, you're screwed, or whatever the case may be. Like it's such a, I mean, we as a society have been indoctrinated like by the diet industry. It's really bad. But that's what I remember. And I thought going back into this, it was gonna be like rocket science. And P.S. I can't do math to save my soul, and I couldn't even tell you how to use the calculator on my damn phone. That's how bad it is. But it's really, really not that difficult. I mean, listen, if the whole, you know, the back of the label says 160 calories, and then they tell you calories from fat is 140, put the shit back. You know, it's really just that's like, it's not as complicated as we've made it. So I can't tell y'all about, you know, the 40 pounds that I've shed or anything like that. I am giving a lot of thought. I have a very dear friend who's on the YT right now, and she is documenting. She's on the 35th day of her master cleanse. How cool is that? And she's documenting her master cleanse experience. And this is somebody I've known for a while and really do, like, I trust her sort of more so than I've trusted, like, you know what I mean? A couple of people have sort of hit me to the idea, and I'm giving it some thought as far as just maybe kickstarting or, you know, just seeing what that journey feels like. You know, it's not going to kill me. 10 days won't kill me. It's interesting though. I was reading this week's People magazine, which y'all should really go pick up, by the way. And Roger Ebert, actually, of, you know, Siskel and Ebert fame, the famed movie critic, has wrote his memoirs. And Roger Ebert, for those of you who may not know, had a tumor, I want to say in his throat, that attached itself to his jaw. And in removing the tumor, the doctors also had to remove part of his mandible, a portion of his lower jaw. And he's been left without the ability to eat, drink, or speak. And he wrote his memoirs, and he talks about the fact that, you know, he can't eat anymore. And he said something, and mind you, I haven't read the book, so I really can't tell you the whole synopsis of the book. But I can say this one line really kind of set the light bulb off in me. He said, I'm paraphrasing here, by the way. He said, I don't miss eating, but I miss dining. And I get that because there's so much that comes out of the dining experience, whether it's emotions that come up or if you're dining with another, memories are created, discourse is exchanged, and you know what I mean? There's really a ritual behind that whole experience that he no longer gets to have because he's incapable of eating or drinking. And I got that. I got that. The major aha moment for me that, like, it really is sort of like the feeling of a fork or a knife in your hands and the methodical cutting of food and the chatting and the laughter and there's so much that goes along with that. There's so much that's exchanged even when you're by yourself. You know what I mean? Dining can be looked at as me time. And if you take the food away, you sort of have to reconfigure and remix, for lack of a better way to put it, that experience for yourself. I totally got that line. So, but I am willing to give it a try. For those of you that have done it or have thought about doing it, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. So, I mean, it's interesting. At this point, the main thing that's stopping me is just the idea of buying fresh lemons every day. Like every day, lemons, really, dead ass lemons. But it may happen. It may happen, and if you're for it, if you're against it, I really want to know what y'all have to say. Excuse me. I am tired. It is late, so I am off to bed. And yeah. So let me know, y'all. Let me know. This was number 2, and I'm gonna keep thinking. I'm gonna keep getting my salad greens and carrot sticks and doing my seated workout, and just keep this process going. So thanks y'all for hearing me out. And I look forward to speaking to y'all very soon. So, one love. Wish me luck. So I'm in the salad dressing aisle, and I literally sat there in my little scooter for 21 aisle for 20 minutes trying to figure out a salad dressing that wouldn't, undo my work.